So this week's example was the EU committing to 750 billion in US energy purchases and $600 billion of investments in the US by 2028 in exchange for a 15% tariff, a break in that, in other words, on certain American goods and a 0% levy on American tariffs. When you look at it objectively, it's very hard to argue that Donald Trump hasn't got the better of that one. And very little of the analysis of tariffs is non-partisan enough to admit that it isn't really about the tariff, which is, of course, a blunt and inflationary tool, but it's about the leverage that it gives in trade negotiations. There is merit to the point that this is a short-term gain here, and long-term it will do damage. But actually, I do disagree with that as well to an extent, to be honest, because once Trump is gone, they can then put the blame on Trump instead of it being a continual stain on the US and trading relationships. Of course, trust takes time to rebuild, but Trump is that much of a one-off. Then the next candidate, the next lucky winner, if it is a winner, then they can probably just blame it on Donald and get away with it to an extent. If the next president, on the other hand, is JD Vance or a carbon copy of Donald Trump who doesn't have their own policies, there's no guarantee that that would be Vance, of course. Well, then it would start to be very problematic, wouldn't it, from a medium long-term game theory perspective, in the view of pretty much anybody who understands too much about international and trade economics and game theory as well to boot. And the Swiss did the same as the EU, a cut from a 39% maximum tariff to a 15% maximum tariff was based on a $200 billion commitment to direct investments in the US by 2028.